Those Topanga units have been trying to get this person to stop, as Desmond mentioned. At times, he rolls down the window. They talk to him. They tell him to pull over. He waves a hand in a motion saying, no, thank you, and kind of just continues on here. Now, I will say that the speeds are a little bit higher than what we have been
High
seeing.
speed
At one
chase
point when
going
we were
on,
first
kind
launching
of,
to this,
sort
Amy,
of.
they
What's
were
going on,
really,
everybody? Make
really
sure you hit the
slow,
like,
like in the
subscribe,
neighborhood of like less than 5
comment,
miles
you
an hour.
know, all that good
So
stuff.
certainly a lot faster. Now here comes this unit
We're
again,
here
Amy.
for
Let's
assault
see,
with a
Des.
deadly weapon, I think they said.
Oh,
look at that
close.
move.
The second time he's been able to turn it.
Look
there.
at that move. Good
But,
to see
you know,
everybody.
it
Hello,
seems
hello,
like,
hello.
he knows what they're trying
I'm
to do,
hurrying.
and
I'm
he's
hurrying.
made that
I'm doing
turn
the
to
best I
avoid
can.
it,
I was
but,
intermittently eating
I mean,
some
the units are
delicious
right there, and
rotisserie
they got him
chicken.
from the air as well. So, very little hope of this
Gina,
suspect
how
getting
are
away
you?
at this point.
Mario.
And because this is, something
Okie
that is
was
kind of an alleged
numero
violent incident,
uno, number
LAPD not likely
one.
to let this one go, as we see him kind of speeding
Congrats.
up again, making another attempt, but he's just kind of being a little bit too squirrely for them.
Squirrely, they
to be able to
say.
come in with that pit, but they are definitely
Speaking of
pretty
fur.
aggressive with this. We haven't seen this kind of aggressive attack with LAPD in a while.
Ooh.
Trying to come in again, but
Wow, how
so close. And
just a quick turn, that's all. Just a quick turn. Hello, 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 hello.
That are initiating a pit maneuver. They're going to have that big
Stormy. Stormy MS. How are things down there in MS?
Surprising, but that just
Mississippi.
LAPD really wants to get this one over.
Look what we're getting over.
I feel like we
getting over this gimmick of mine.
So
it's a new gimmick.
Taking an aggressive tack with this one,
where I tell people hallelujah. Thank you, Cooper.
So they obviously want to bring this one
420. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You're catching up. Wow, we keep missing. Swing and a miss. Eric with that delicious tariff paid. Thank you. Pass. How are you?
The LAPD, and they're able to do.
I've got to go back and get those boobies.
When they got close enough,
we saw at Mardi Gras off the video.
Right, definitely too fast for a pit maneuver.
Remember, well, he's doing the degenerate work.
Faster than that, you risk the suspect,
you know what I mean,
flipping or causing some more serious damage. So they don't want to do that. This guy, obviously, though, Amy,
this guy's doing pretty good for driving a box.
That's what LAPD wants to do. And almost just as soon as they get right up there,
thank you for the kind donos, kids.
Which kind of thwarts the plans of LAPD to be able to get that pit maneuver done. Now we see that unit kind of
no KCC. So it's just it was just chicken, just rotisserie chicken.
Failed, attempts there.
Mikey's trying to get healthy.
Pit and just there you
trying
more aggressive there, and that was through those residential streets. That makes it a little
it's the toasters, right?
I don't know if you've heard. Whether
Toaster
or not there's
cars.
anyone else in the vehicle. We've got these tinted windows, harder to see.
I heard Cole and Owen were in the car.
Driver in there?
Just what I've heard. Why is mine behind? Because I just joined.
But I believe
I'm sorry.
Person. And remember, this
apologies.
Is that we believe stemmed from something that happened very
Thank
recently.
You, Cole and
this
Owen.
isn't a situation where they kind of ran a license plate and now they're after the person.
Thank you for your 20 months
alleged assault with a deadly
of
weapon,
membership.
which we believe is a knife that person may have. So,
a knife. He's armed with a knife.
This is all really fresh, and they're just trying to get it under control.
A knife.
You know that they have the license plate of the suspect as well. So obviously they'll run the car and see who the registered owner is. We have not heard
20 months of member
like that. So they may have an idea of who the person behind the wheel is.
Exactly. And joining us,
I know, right? Let's get it done. Make sure everybody hits the like, because people aren't going to get notifications. It's just the way it is. Lasagna knows
Reseda, when I was watching the many attempts at the pit maneuver, those had to have been some of the
thank you, Billy.
blocks I'd ever seen.
Love you, man.
And just as they were about to do the pit,
so far this guy's drove pretty well.
Able to get away and very dangerous.
He's turned every time they tried to pit him, and he's got away.
30 to 35 miles an hour at times, but again, these are residential streets.
I heard that could be a little rough.
Getting out of school, traffic being a little heavier, and look at this. He's just trying.
This guy's pretty dangerous.
Threading himself through those two cars right there. Luckily,
butter
we
knife.
haven't
Yes.
seen any collisions or
good to see you, Rooster. Coming. This will be like pit attempt number 74 if we can get close enough to him.
There for a pit attempt, so I don't know if he was actually going to try to do it or just trying to get himself in.
All right, there you go.
No damage
That's
that we
good.
know of. It doesn't look like in Des. You can
look, it's Erica. Good to see Erica.
I don't think there's any damage to the car that I've noticed either. And for the majority of this, the speeds were, look, when we launched Desmond, the speeds were like under 10 miles an hour. So this is certainly a lot faster than the way this thing. Yeah,
I mean, he's doing like 45 in
so
residential
a
areas.
lot faster. And here on the right side of your screen is all of the attempted
50.
maneuvers that they did. And you
That
see
was a
as soon as
nice
that unit
move.
gets right
I'll give
there,
him credit
he
for that.
feels it, sees it, and makes a turn into a neighborhood or is
Do you
able to
feel
speed
it?
up
Do you
just a
see
little
it?
bit, and you can see it. There's almost
Sweet tea, do you?
almost these pit maneuvers that have happened several times. So LAPD has approved those, obviously, as we're seeing them, and hopefully they'll be able to get into a position where they can actually.
You guys
got
got to give me just a
but
sec.
for now, we're still continuing through these neighborhoods.
Those were at least 3 attempts, Mike, right? 3 attempts at a pit maneuver. And what's interesting is
he's made it look
traffic
foolish
coming in
every
the
single
opposite
time so
direction. So
far.
if there was a successful pit, there's a chance that there may be a car coming in the other direction who could get involved in all this, and that could be a big problem here, right?
Yeah, and then you see the helicopter as well. In addition to the pit maneuvers, we've also heard them approve spike strips. The problem is
they're
this person does not
approving
stay
everything
consistently, really on a road long enough.
They've
for them
also
to be able to
approved a
set that up.
loan,
We've
low
been
interest.
generally in the same part of town. We're still in the west end of the valley, in like the Winnetka, Reseda area, which was kind of where he's been bordering throughout, and that is not far at all from where the deadly weapon call originally came in. My colleague on the desk in Selma was able to get from LAPD. That happened
Spike
at the
Donuts. Hello.
Baltar Street, which, if you're familiar with that area, is basically kind of near Mason. And
Is that
Roscoe.
where you've been, Eric? I was
So
wondering.
which we're on Roscoe right now.
I was wondering.
So not far at all from where this alleged.
Danny, what's going on, buddy?
Going through
Good to
this
see you.
parade in
Donna
San Fernando
B's
Valley,
here.
and now Des, it looks like we don't see any LAPD units.
All the
that close
usual
behind them
suspects.
Again, right?
Yeah, they've definitely backed off a little bit. My pilot Dylan up here letting me know that they have.
They backed off because he's schooled them a couple of times.
Tactics on this one and just monitoring more from the air and hanging back. Of course, when you do something like that, that is when the suspect kind of has more room to run. If they get out or go into a parking structure or something like that.
And I've heard, baby, he was born to run.
Definitely public safety concerns there. You see him come up to that wrong side of the road as they squeeze.
By the way, this is live, guys, so make sure you realize anything can happen. We don't want to see anybody get hurt. But if it's the idiot who is running from the law, that's on them.
Really close one there.
Thank you. Patricia has really been on top of my birthday this year. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a year older on Friday.
Right as I double in. So westbound on Parthenia, but it really, speaks to the danger as we get into afternoon rush hour right now. You saw that school bus that they went by as well. So just a lot of factors, but backing off a little bit for now. Maybe there was a time where
so he's got a knife.
Kind of the same neighborhood, and there might have been a good opportunity for a spike strip, but I don't think they were really able to get any set up.
I know, right? Can you believe it?
As we are now on Oso Street, so on the
I can't compete with that. Are you kidding me? Top tier name like my man Creed over there working it.
I think it's the airship asking if they want to re-engage. So
I can't get people to spend money.
Yeah,
and no interest.
Creed can get people to spend money
either. You would think that would be definitely a safer, quicker way to.
You know what? That is so true.
Saying, Desmond, he's staying in this area here.
So true.
The West San Fernando Valley. We're in the Winnetka area there. Chatsworth as well.
Oh, he's not going to quit and come over here. Yeah.
Once again,
there's no need to even bother him with it.
That left-hand turn, as you saw there on Winnetka Avenue and Parthenia Street, narrowly missing.
Friday's my birthday.
And again, just doing whatever this driver can to get away from police.
All right, and I'll be in my 60s before I know it.
Assault with a deadly weapon suspect that police have been in pursuit of for quite a while now.
Yeah,
I can hear somebody typing up a
stay in
storm.
these, close proximities, when they're almost doing circles there, you wonder if they're going to try to jump out, if they're trying to get to a familiar place to where they can run and hide. So this one
nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide.
Just a little bit more, and definitely picking up the speeds here that we're watching right now.
No,
some of the fastest
Creed,
that we've seen.
Creed's main job is gambling expert.
And now they're up into a busy intersection.
Ooh, police back putting pressure on them.
Opposite lanes of traffic, right?
I can do it. Thank you for I thank you for your money. Thank you, Amy.
What I believe.
Dan the man.
Come on,
we're gonna try and pit him.
This is a good place for a pit.
Here we go.
Just so close, and it's just crazy how privy he is to this. And there we go.
Oh, whoa!
That was a good one.
Woo! I did not expect.
Really good. And let's see if this is going to bring
22 months.
Amazingly, didn't hit any innocent vehicles.
I did not expect that. Where? Thank you
Damage
for
to the
22
cruiser.
beautiful
Right
months.
there. And
Wow, I did not expect that.
Was not able to withstand it. And
I
let's
did
see if
not
after all the attitude
expect
he gave
that.
the officers, the door is open. They're out with their guns drawn.
I'll be
lethal
there
and less
soon,
lethal,
Jim.
And hopefully
I'll
that
be there soon.
shook some sense into this suspect, and we're gonna
Damn.
bring this silliness to an end.
Yeah, you can see that officer down
Good
on the right
pit.
side there.
Way to
giving him some
go.
commands, using his hands as well.
Hello to Johnny D.
Is he on the ground?
Watching from American Airlines flight
No, he's still sitting there, yeah.
above North Carolina right now. He's probably somewhere up there then.
But
I'm right here in North Carolina. He's
open, so
probably
that's-
just
that's one thing,
above
but,
me.
All right, here he comes.
So reaching for the
Thank you,
waistband.
Mike.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
And
opening.
reaching for the waistband right there is not what they want.
Oh, nope.
They think
Don't
he's got
reach
a
for the
knife.
waistband.
Yeah.
He's already been pretty
Yeah.
non-compliant.
I mean, that's how-
Yeah.
By
got
the way,
one
viewer
foot out.
discretion is advised.
Well, he's got one
Yeah,
foot
things
out.
can
I
go
don't think he's
south
going
really
to.
quickly
Yeah.
when you start reaching
Sweet
around like that
tea.
with your tinted windows.
Celebrating
See
the return of the
down
Aussie
there,
legend,
shouting out
Pierre.
the man.
I,
And
too,
they're
tip my
bringing
hat to
in
that.
More units just to block the street right here on both directions to make sure to keep.
Look, he
everyone
did a
on
great
this,
job barking.
Because as
He
again,
really
entering
did.
Rush hour,
Nailed
we're in
it.
a pretty busy street here in the West.
That was a
Valley,
good
so it's
hit.
Actually, in the middle of the valley, you see a shoe peeking out, but
Good on
yeah,
him.
I mean the jig is obviously up.
The jig is
Suspect
up. The jig is
to,
up.
give it up.
Yeah, that pit maneuver almost landed this suspect right into a
This
parking
guy,
space right there, Mike.
old
right along
school
the sidewalk there. And I think
detective.
we have that pit maneuver queued up to show our
The
viewers
jig is
once
up.
Again, this happened just moments ago here.
We're gonna take over this guy. See, he's going into over the pit. See, taking him out.
Almost backs into a parking
The
spot.
jig
right
is
there
up.
next to I think what might be a bike
The
lane.
jig
Yeah,
is
it's a
up.
textbook. You
Yeah.
know, that's exactly what
Yeah.
they want.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what they want. And he did
textbook.
get out initially.
They
was
wrote the
wondering
book
if
on
he
that
thought
one.
Maybe I could make a run for it, but then
Yeah.
thought maybe
Alan
not.
making a run for it.
Yeah, and there's way
Thank
too
you,
many,
Alan, for the
law enforcement there on the
By the way,
ground
Alan,
and
did
in
I
the
ever
air
tell you that
Hey, yeah,
you would think at
beautiful
this point
hair.
he's
You got
gotta
beautiful
give up,
hair.
but,
two sweet,
all of that, but,
sweet dollar bills.
There's less
my
lethal
friend.
there. There's lethal. There's an airship.
And that jig is
they've
up.
got this guy. They've got him, and hopefully he'll comply and not make the situation any worse than it already is.
Well, the door's still open, Mike. That foot still.
They'll fill him
touching
full of
the ground
lead if he
there,
makes
so
one
we
wrong
haven't seen
move.
Any extra movement of him trying to get back in there and back the car out of the area there. I'm wondering when
jig
they
is
do
up.
the pit, does the car somehow? I guess it all depends on how violent the pit was. Does it
Chris,
make
just
the
in
car
time.
inoperable at all?
It's
Pop a
designed
squat.
to disable it,
Yeah.
and so it's designed to stall it out. So when they spin it around and the sudden switch in
Shelly, I
direction of the tire
appreciate
is
you
designed to
giving
stall
up
the car.
on
Uh-huh.
gambling
Not all
for
cars
just
react that way.
5
but that is
minutes.
The design,
I
and
appreciate
speed
it.
has a lot to do with
I
it.
see.
Thank you, Shelly.
Now, how long it will stay inactive?
Yeah, Shane, the jig
I
is
don't
up.
believe very long. Once it's in this situation, if he wanted to try to restart it and put it in
He
reverse
probably
and get out,
could,
he
right?
probably could.
Yeah.
That's why when they teach the pit maneuvers in general, they're
Thank
not going
you,
to do it in this
Vicky.
situation because they believe the person's armed and don't want to create a crossfire.
I saw that
situation.
too.
But
I
in
was like,
general,
what is
you would have the
that?
one unit pull to the front of the car like they are, and then you would have an additional unit come in and block it either from the back or the side.
Mhm.
That would prevent it from being able to go
But they
anywhere.
never go behind the
But
car.
they don't wanna do
just
that
because
because
Oh,
of
it's the
that-
best
that-
month.
You'll be in a crossfire situation if
Yeah.
there was
Only the
gunfire that is
best.
exchanged or anything like that. You wouldn't want any officers to be in that line of fire.
Those police
Yeah.
cruisers assembled incredibly quick
Yeah.
right there. And,
They
and
really
here we
did.
go. Now it's the waiting game as to when this guy is going to
Oh,
decide to
not
give
the
up. You see
waiting
those
game.
Officers right there giving him
Yeah.
hand signals. They're clearly communicating with him. They're pretty
He's giving
close
him
to
hand
too,
signals.
So it's impossible for this person, unless they don't speak English, to understand what's
Yeah.
going on here, right?
Well,
Yeah.
and that's been so during the chase.
Maybe
they
he's
were
trying to get
also
the car to
communicating with
crank.
him like this. So
Okay.
he was going so slow, under 5 miles
See,
an hour,
right?
that the windows were down. The officers were shouting things at him, and he was basically doing the same thing. Like, no,
Don't
thanks,
nobody
I'm
go
good,
nowhere.
go
You
away.
know, it's never over until we got our man, Dan, the man. That is.
Heated, but at least a
Brr.
passive conversation.
Yeah, and if you can show
Thank
us a
you,
little bit as
Burr.
well, like what is around this car? Is that residential or are those homes right on the other side of that sidewalk? And
Nope, he's
what else
closing
is
the
around
door.
this?
Yeah.
Oh, foot went inside.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my God, look at that pool. That is
residential
beautiful.
neighborhood right here on Winnetka at Superior. So definitely residential. Just about a mile south of the 118 right now, and Winnetka, very busy
Oh,
thoroughfare.
door closed.
I'm
Door
very
closed.
sorry to hear
Yeah.
that, Danny. That's
Definitely
terrible.
not a good sign. A lot of words being
Sorry to hear that.
exchanged. Definitely
Condolences.
looks agitated. He's, definitely. We had heard about some.
That was a
agitation
nice
at the beginning.
pull.
There was a line as well. Some chatter on the frequency that they had.
The
reached
jig
that
is
the
up.
suspect could be under the
We've
influence
already told
as
him the
well.
jig is up. We
Not
can't
sure how,
undo the
they take
jig.
that determination. But you know, if that's the case, they suspect that. They also suspect that this person has a knife. And now the vehicle.
Are we really going to take off again?
So, just and after such a great maneuver, and so many false
No,
starts
the jig may not be up.
like that. Now,
The jig may not be up
right now. So we thought it was going to be over. It is definitely not over. And now people that got kind of close. And,
the jig is not up.
Want to do a pit in a small residential area here, but on Superior.
Wow.
People out here walking
I can't believe the jig is not up.
With schools getting out too, very nerve-wracking. So
again,
wow.
An aggressive pit, but then you just sit there in the car and don't do anything.
I thought that there were
gotta take some
chances,
LAPD.
to block the street, but maybe we're down another block down, perhaps.
That's ridiculous.
Going down this street.
Yeah, that coordination was coming. They were trying to get additional units to block that, just to block traffic. But it doesn't sound like they had gotten there yet. What'll be interesting to see.
I got one thing to say to them.
Speeds, which is kind of how we started this.
Shame.
Right next to a school, but I'll be interested to see the damage, because there is some damage, I think, on the passenger side where they did the pit.
Indeed.
So we'll see if that's impacting the car's ability to do anything kind of crazy here or not. It's hard to tell because
do anything crazy like what?
Where, sounds like 2 flat tires. I think I just heard. So maybe on the passenger side.
I heard that as well.
Oh, and he's texting and driving. That's another charge right there.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's live streaming this, or it looks like maybe FaceTiming someone.
He's doing it for the views.
It's just become way too common for a lot of these suspects to get on social media and start pleading their case, saying they're innocent or whatever.
It wasn't me.
And getting all of this attention.
I'm definitely not running from the police right now.
They don't want to pit right now because they're right around this school. And, so now the suspect may be, kind of using that.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get
was definitely on the
doing
phone,
all of the Lord's work today.
Like see someone on the screen, maybe like it was either video chatting or live streaming something. The window's down, and getting kind of another view at that right now. But
that's some.
Have a rap sheet, or they just kind of running out the clock because they know they're going to be
running out the clock.
It does come to an end, but boy, just.
Whoa! Stop the clock.
I mean, you've said the jig was up earlier.
Opening the door like they're going to give it up, and
is the jig up or what?
Still going. We're on Maria here, Maria at Jovita in Chatsworth headed westbound.
And we're just showing our viewers there all the different maneuvers this driver did before finally
another attempted pit
what's going on
that has failed.
They tried. They barely kissed the bumper, and then they lost it. And they're trying to be very cognizant of pedestrians in the area. That school. We've heard them talk.
Are we though?
So they're trying to take the opportunities where they
all right.
can.
So if you left and thought this chase was over, you were wrong.
You can see they really want.
We've had one successful pit. Everyone assumed the jig was up, but here we go again, right back at it.
Bus kind of blind as well.
Oh my
goodness. Blind turn there onto the wrong side of the road. Definitely crazy on Mason Street, kind of a medium-sized street right here. And
nope, coming in hot again.
Try making contact.
Come on, man.
At that point, but boy, I mean, it's crazy here. We haven't seen this kind of aggression with LAPD. I feel like in quite some time.
And they should. You got to be aggressive with criminals, man.
See it happen like this. Right now, with so much traffic going on, narrow streets, as you said, Desmond, we're near.
You got to stand on them. Can't let them just do whatever.
Maybe a DUI suspect too.
Courtney, are you
has a knife as well?
True words were never spoken.
Lots of factors playing in here.
That is exactly why they were trying to pull this person over in the first place. Assault with a deadly weapon. That weapon we
knife.
have heard was a knife, perhaps. So they definitely want to get this person off.
Yo,
the road here,
stabby.
but, it's really making it difficult for them.
Well,
are we pulling over?
You can see maybe. I mean, he's got those. So we'll see if we can see those tires. But yeah, I can see the rear passenger side is definitely flat.
Oh my God!
Well,
freaking bush in the way.
You can see the side skirt was damaged there as
well. Oh my God! Hey Jay, good to see you, buddy.
On the passenger side of the vehicle, that was
swing this thing around.
Definitely got beat up here with the definitely collisions with.
Took a beating. Kept on ticking.
Croft and Plummer here in Chatsworth is where we're at. And
damn bush right here in our way. Sorry guys.
Probably realizing that the vehicle doesn't.
We had our own chopper. This wouldn't be going on right now. Just saying.
See what the
Just saying.
Is going to be for the suspect if this is
All right, there they
Well,
are.
he's parked right behind another car, so difficult for him to go forward at this point.
No,
I think this is his house. Maybe where he just went home.
Des, did you say you heard something about throwing the keys out?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if they were instructing him to or if they said that he did. We'll see here.
He's saying no. He's saying no. He's giving us the no sign.
Yeah. And this, you can see the damage to this vehicle.
Bushman, good to see you, my friend.
Is pretty much completely flat as well. So, you know, the writing really on the wall for the suspect here, Cozy Croft and Plummer. And
he's rim jobbing it.
And still just kind of sitting there on his phone, talking to somebody.
We've prematurely already said the jig was up once.
But, we'll see. I mean,
let us not take any chances with pre-jigging.
Or beanbags if they continue. I mean, if LAPD's already been as aggressive with this one as we've seen, it wouldn't surprise me.
This is where they need to be more aggressive right now.
With those tactics as well.
Right here, right now.
You know, it's going to end in handcuffs one way or another. So you
get in the zone.
Burning eyes and a burning
auto zone
or not.
Yeah. Wonder if he's making contact with somebody, knowing that he is going to jail, that he's going to need somebody to pick up the car or maybe bail him out later if that's going to happen today or not.
It did kind of look, when Desmond got a look at him and he was on the phone, it almost kind of looked like he was on FaceTime with somebody. You could almost see that there was a person.
You could see that, really? I could not.
It did kind of look like he was.
This guy's got way better eyesight than I do.
What's different about this time is there's no communication between him and the officers, right? Last time they pitted him and he stopped. Oh, doors open.
Doors opening.
There we go. Come on.
All right.
Come on, big fella. If you're not going to run, just get on out of the car.
Deja vu, right? From just a few minutes ago. Here we go again.
Well, this time he stopped on his own, so hopefully he's going to be more willing to comply.
Probably for damages to his car.
The car was starting to
give out.
You know, he couldn't
That's
operate
right.
quite as he was before with those
Nothing.
flat tires, but certainly not rushing at all to get out of that car.
Or maybe he's closer to home.
Yeah, true.
Could be.
This could be Mama's house.
Yeah, we're all still in the same area. I mean, he has not ventured geographically very far at all. This has gone on for a while now, but we're a little bit further north than where we started. But
we get a fur missile loose then.
Just north and south up in like Chatsworth, Canoga Park, and Winnetka. And have not made any kind of large geographical distance.
I can only hope he was watching me and took my words of advice.
All kind of in the same area as where, as he's wiping his face there, he's got a note or a picture in his
paper
hand.
or something.
It's a piece of paper. Actually, it's a coaster with our logo on it.
He's kind of all hanging out in the same area. I really wonder what he's got on that paper there. That's interesting.
It's a script.
Desmond,
this is all fake.
Know exactly where he is now?
I'm just kidding. I'm not being serious.
Yeah, so we are off of Cozy Croft and Plummer Avenue in Chatsworth.
Cozy Croft.
Sitting there, we'll kind of widen out and get a little bit of a lay of the land here.
I know, right? There's a lot of jiggling in that, Mr. Pancake.
You know, where people are going to be leaving the office, in theory here, probably pretty quickly. And so maybe a little bit better than being in a residential area, but I'm sure, those people, LAPD probably telling those people just to stay where they're at. Don't attempt to come out onto Cozy
Croft. If you're near Cozy Corner or anything like that, stay away.
And
don't do anything.
Just kind of despondent, just sitting here.
I mean, he had one foot out earlier, and all this happened. So I mean,
text messages. Mike said looked like he had a note in his hand as well, and the writing is
sending the balls, the pepper balls.
I don't know.
Hello to everybody over on Facebook. Wow, look at all y'all.
Yeah, we
share this out wherever you're watching.
Moving around a little bit. He definitely seems locked.
Maybe that's his price list.
A little while ago, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's no getting away now at this point with the flat tire and the damage to the vehicle. And these little Scions are pretty cool. A boxy vehicle.
It's a pretty cool car.
Really fast or maneuverable, or frankly, terribly durable.
I mean, if you're looking to get laid,
really not surprising to me.
You don't want to be in this car.
You see these big trucks,
but if you're looking to run from the law,
and
it looks hysterical,
down to the brake rotor, and they keep going. They're down to
this
the
is the car for you.
Going, and this is not one of those kind of vehicles. So I believe when this came out as a kind of a bargain basement economy vehicle.
My God, he's really talking shit about this car.
Pretty cool vehicle, regardless. But
Alan, thank you again, returning as a member. Hallelujah.
4 inches is fine.
No, guys in the truck.
So,
there it is. Yes, thank you. Dan the man, yes, a premature jig.
Makes you wonder if they're going to move in at
Thank
some
you,
point, or
Dan.
if we're going to start to
Thank
see
you, Alan.
some pepper balls fired in there, or if they're going to get the canine. That could be another thing that they could do. Just don't even have to necessarily release them. Just get
What's the dog
all
doing?
riled up here and barking, and it could be a very effective technique to get one of these suspects to finally surrender before they get a big chunk of their arm taken out or something. So,
Oh my God! Or they have their throats ripped out.
Thirsty, a little bit thirsty out here.
We're showing people on the right side of the screen there what has happened to get us to this point. That was the first pit maneuver where he was. It was a perfect pit maneuver, but then he did.
The guy was like, and this piece of shit came out.
Pit maneuver, but that one didn't work quite as well. But then this driver, who is wanted on assault with a deadly weapon, then just kept going and eventually pulled right behind this other car.
Here's my
now sits there not wanting to get out of the
thank you. Northern California Cubs fan.
Really go anywhere.
The big difference here, it looks like at least two of the tires are flat, so that made getting around a little more difficult there. And as you mentioned, Amy, he kind of made that right hand.
This guy's not ready to give up yet.
Right behind this other car that's already in the area now. We've seen him fiddle around with the note. He's had some water. He's been on the phone. And now
he's had some water.
He's very calm. He's looking over his shoulder to see what's
he's
going
done
on.
some deep breathing exercises, I'm pretty sure.
When he's going to be taken away in handcuffs here. And obviously officers are talking to him. I see him shaking his head a little bit left and right, perhaps like saying no, but we'll see what's going to happen here.
I don't see the knife anywhere.
Like, Mike, it's just him in the car, right? Are you getting any more?
Yeah, that's all I can see.
No, just
him in the car.
We haven't heard anything else. I also was noticing just his demeanor has changed so much in just a couple of minutes. From the time they did the pit maneuver to the time he pulled over, something definitely switched.
Debbie.
He's much calmer. Now, I would say the only downside to that is it does not appear that he's having any dialogue with LAPD. So, hopefully.
That's what I thought too for a second. I was like, oh, Dodgers fan.
To come out or anything like that. Who knows? It doesn't appear to be having any effect because he's not engaging with them like he was before.
This is true, Dwight.
If he was on the phone with somebody, did that person say something that got him to pull over, that got him
Lady Cop, we had two pits
that relaxed him some, because we went from
first one was way better.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to pull over. I'm yelling at you while I'm driving. I'm taking off after pit maneuvers to all of a sudden I'll pull over on my own and I'm just going to sit here. So a much different kind of tone from this guy. Now it looks like he is conversing at least a little bit with the officers. You see him kind of moving his hand back and forth there, talking back to them. We'll see. LAPD
maybe
for a shield.
Maybe he's waiting for
something that they obviously will have if they want to approach somebody that they potentially think is armed. So they could do that, use that for a number of things. They could use it just to pull him out.
Ejigulation
is unlikely. See him
Thank you, Mike.
But they could also do it while they'll bring in a spike strip and just lay one in front of his tires.
That's what I thought too. And he kind of showed his hands, right, Mike? He kind of lifted.
Creed's a lot younger than me.
He had nothing.
I can't remember. Creed's in his 40s.
The airship.
I'm in my 50s.
The airship offering up the use of canine. So canine, the way LAPD works is they don't have just a singular canine car that will come out. They roll as a TAC, as a group. They come from Metropolitan Division. So if they did request canine, we would probably see 4 or 5.
Oh, so we're just all rolled waiting for a dog, maybe?
Canine is not here, no. They do it a little bit differently. A lot of agencies just kind of have canine units that will be on regular patrol. LAPD doesn't function that way. They have a whole team of canines that will come as a unit from Metropolitan Division. So the airships.
I hope we're not waiting on.
And it sounds like the watch commander did approve to start rolling canine.
Here we go. Look, he's coming
out.
Let's see what happens.
Moving quite slow.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And Mike, you're talking about that shield.
Maybe not. I thought he was going to get out for a second.
Maybe armed. That's the reason you don't see officers just kind of bum rush the car and pull him out, right?
Yeah, for sure. If this was somebody who's wanted for maybe traffic violations or a DUI, something like that, then they may be a little bit more kind
aggressive,
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, more aggressive coming up and getting them. But because they have reason to believe he's armed. We also don't know the assault with a deadly weapon. We're working to figure out what was that. Did he actually injure somebody? Was somebody hurt? Was this, more of a brandishing type thing? We're still working on those details.
Oh, no. Is there a make you frame?
They have all of that information from the original call. So hard to tell what they know and why, they want to take this stance. But look, you've got, Des, if you pan up just a touch, you got the guy with the green there. That's
maybe
a foam bullet round. That's less lethal. Then you've got a guy with a shotgun there. That's obviously lethal round.
He's not that old.
A whole series of other ones. And then you see the bald officer there in the driver's seat of 373, shop 373. He's the one that's doing.
Why you gotta call my man out for being bald?
He's talking, and they'll do that. They only want one person to communicate with this guy, so that they're, kind of coordinating the effort here. You don't want multiple officers, giving commands or yelling at the guy or trying to negotiate. So that officer is the one that was been tasked with that.
Happy early birthday!
At least starting to have some sort of dialogue, while all of his partners have both less lethal and lethal cover as he communicates with them.
I was wondering when Desmond was showing us.
Maybe we're waiting for the dogs to get here. I don't know. Maybe
the car doors is a little bit. He's coming out.
Oh, he's stepping out. He's closing the door. Maybe no.
Back a little bit.
He's thinking about getting back in and taking off.
An ambulance as well. They want to just kind of have all of their bases covered in case
6:30 and sunny.
To use the less lethal on the suspect.
That's it. He's like, if I get in this car now, everybody is gonna know I shit myself.
If that was necessary, but slowly but surely, it does look like he understands what's going on here. He's just kind of been sulking. I mean, really, since they
sulking.
Here we go.
But now coming out.
Sad.
All right, there we go. Now out,
sulking.
And finally beginning to comply.
I'm not going to tell you that, Doug.
Probably to, move
you just offended me by saying you thought I was in my 50s.
A few steps or get down
Son
on
of
the
a
stomach,
bitch.
and then they will come down and kind of clear the vehicle.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Him into custody at the same time. So.
He's getting on his knees.
After all of those maneuvers that we saw.
When you see somebody do that, it means one of two things, and this time it means
it's incredible how
he's giving it up.
Just in the last few minutes there, his
feet
are crossed. I know that's one of the orders that they do. His hands are.
It looks like he still has something in his hand. I'm guessing, is that a cell phone? I don't
Maybe
know.
that paper.
It might be that piece of script he had earlier. By the way, before everybody takes off, we do have a Discord. We'd love for you to join that, as well as become a member. Maybe. Who knows? Do crazy stuff with your life.
When we originally started this,
but if nothing else, give us a like and a subscribe. We'd appreciate it.
I want to make sure that that's not what's in his hand, and that it is in fact paper or a cell phone, something other than a knife.
If I got down on the ground like that, they'd have to get me up.
On the left, they're going to do that, make sure there's no surprises in there. And then you have an arrest team, which is a separate set of officers.
Here comes the arrest team coming in, code 4 to shouting out.
So there's the shield I was talking about. So they're using that, even though only one officer is behind it. They'll get him cuffs on him and take him into custody.
Melissa, pretty good though. If you're just getting here, rewind. It's been pretty good.
Look at that, both hands now in handcuffs there, and they're going to be.
It must not be too hot.
Again, now after
you're very welcome.
To get away from police for quite a bit, very compliant now. They're checking his pockets, maybe even looking for that knife, Mike. Unless,
okay,
what was that?
What's that?
Yeah, well, so that's the officer that was negotiating with him.
So see the red thing that he kicked out,
and that paper is in his hands. So the bald officer is the one that was negotiating with him. To me, that kind of.
All right, we're done shaming the bald officer. If you look for entertainment,
right.
What is that?
That would be just of this variety, live chases.
Yeah, maybe that pocket knife.
We do a daily show called We Got a Chase, where we watch the latest and greatest that they have to offer out there in the world of police chases and body cams. So we would love for you to become a member, subscribe just for those things. Okay? We'd love to make you part of that. Follically challenged, I like that better. We were really shaming the bald dude. Like, hey, come on, baldy. The fat guy. I was waiting for him to start calling fat next. Saying. It was the next thing on the chopping block. On the chopping block is me thanking you, amazing people, too. Guys in the truck are on it. Thank you, fellas. Cooper, Eric, Amy R, Dan the Man, Mike, with a shout out to the airplane. Sweet Tea, Allen, Dan the Man again, Burr, Allen, Dan the Man, NC Coast fan, Dwight, and Mike. They knows everybody. They got everybody in. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. But what do I tell you any different? All right? All right. Until we meet again. Until we do it all over. Until next time. Stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. You never know what we're going to do. Bye for now.
Just do what I tell you.
Good job, Mikey.
Thanks, Sat.
You did good, bud.
I appreciate it. Being by myself is tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. Look, is there any way I can start doing these chases with you since Creed's a gambling man now?
Well, I guess so. Maybe next chase, me and you?
That's right, Mikey and Satin. We can do this, brother.
All right. We'll give it a try.
Give it a try? All right. See you on the next one, Mikey.
See you, Sat. See ya.
Scissor me down!